Alright everybody, welcome to Forza Horizon 3 demo gameplay. Now, I have done this probably now 3 times. I've done it in the BMW M4, the Nissan Silvia S15, and the Mustang GT. So today I'm going to be going ahead and going out and using the Maloo. I believe that's what it's called, the Holden HSV Loot. I'm going to be going ahead and using that, and we're going to get on into it. Just got this opening scene which here. I mean, look at that. The Centenario. Cannot wait for this game to actually come on out. It's going to be great. Unfortunately, I don't have the full version. This is not a full version Let's Play. I know over on a couple other channels there's probably some full versions. A lot of them are waiting off until the actual game release day to put out their videos. But yeah, let's get on into it. Now, with the brightness, one thing I have noticed is that this game is very dark at night, especially out in the country where naturally it would be. With this, you know, I actually had to turn it up because I was working on trying to get one of those high scores on the stun jump that's in the demo, which you will see later on. I'm going to try and get a good score with the Maloo. Why do I keep calling it a Maloo? The loot. I think there's an actual loot that's called a Maloo, and I just keep confusing it with it. So, but now we got the opening intro, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the plane landing and all that, but I mean, overall, I think it is a pretty good intro. And I'm going to shut up now so that we can watch it.
Hey, yeah, it's Kira. The new boss is already at the site. We're gonna head over that way now. Okay, people, this is day one of Horizon Australia. We need to get these cars over to the festival site at Byron Bay.
Look at those graphics. I mean, the ocean and the amount of detail they have put into this game is just amazing.
Listen up, Australia. This is Scott, coming to you live from Horizon Radio. We've traveled halfway across the world, and I can't believe we're finally here.
Looking out the window, and I have to tell
You know, while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Google that.
But all I'm saying is I've never seen anything less down or under. And it's hot, and the roads are just wide open.
Yeah, so it does look like there is a Holden loot known as the Maloo, and it looks very similar. I'm not even sure if the one in this game though is a Maloo. I think they just call it the HSV. Look at that, LaFerrari XX.
Out of control event in the history of the Horizon Festival.
Alright, now before I go ahead and start doing some racing, I am going to change up the settings on here. Yes, you can do this right away. Go ahead, turn off traction control. Manual with clutch. Since really credits and XP don't really matter in this game, because you can't go ahead and buy cars, leveling up doesn't really happen. You don't get anything. I'm just going to go ahead and keep the driving line on. Normally, I would put that on brake only because that gets you an extra 5%. And that way, like, sometimes you'll be on these open routes and you'll have to sort of know where you're actually going. Cosmetic, I like that just because, you know, when you're driving around, if you have it on simulation, occasionally you'll just get hit by another NPC or drivatar, and then it just ruins your whole car, and then you can't drive it anymore. And it only gives you an extra 10%. It's not too big of a deal. When I'm racing, occasionally I will turn it on if I'm really low on credits, although that doesn't really happen to me very often. Rewind, turning that off does give you a pretty significant advantage. A lot of times I like to just keep it on just for security measures. I'll just be driving around. Like the other day, I was actually in a Ford Mustang, and I stuck it on some rocks, and I didn't realize about the rewind. I forgot to turn it on, and I was literally just stuck on those rocks, and I couldn't get off. So I had to restart the entire game, which really sucked because I wasn't done with the Mustang gameplay yet. Stability control and traction control, keep those off. I mean, 10% there. Stability control, another 10%. Now, in some cars, it is better to keep that on, but in the Lamborghini, and honestly, with the cars that they've given us, they handle surprisingly well. I think it's almost a little cartoonish. You have the simulation, which really it's only a 5% difference. I don't really like the simulation steering because I'm using a controller. It's kind of hard just to, rewrap that up around, and it doesn't work. ABS on. I like to keep it on. You can turn it off or on. It's only a 5% difference as well. Now, all these little 5% differences do add up. So, I normally drive like I have the ABS off anyway, but ABS on because occasionally my finger slips. I don't have a full brake setup. I'm using a controller, as I said. Difficult to do. Drive It's Hard difficulty. I'm unbeatable. I like to keep it on there because it makes sure that I have a challenge. And this is my settings. So I'm going to accept those. Now, on the video, one thing I did notice is at night, and depending on where you are, I did have to turn up the brightness really high. Now, it looks saturated, and I don't like it. So I like to keep it off, sort of down low. I think it makes it look a little bit better. And subtitles, I'm actually going to turn those on. That way you guys can read it in case you missed something. So, I'm going to select that. Audio. So, midnight, music focus, car focus. Interesting. I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the default. Accept that. And how I like my controls, I keep it in this setup. I really don't like the other setup where the shifting and all that. So I'm going to keep it in this setup, default one. The HUD and gameplay, I sort of like driving in third person. I get to look at the car. That's why you guys buy this game normally, is so that you can look at the beauty and craftsmanship of these vehicles. Some people, like, if you have the full setup, it makes it feel more realistic if you're in first person view. I like to keep all this stuff on. Occasionally I will change the units to metric, just for those people across the pond, because I'm here in America and normally we use just the default settings. I think that really goes with what country you're in. I did make a video where I put in metric settings because over in the UK they are doing a contest right now, IGN UK, for the biggest stunt jump. I did that earlier. I put it up on my channel. So if you guys want to try and figure out how to get some of the best scores, go ahead and check over there, and that should help you. I'm currently ranked number 29 in the world, so for what I do, you should get a pretty good score on that. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep that up and get out. Getting passed by Ford GT. Now, one thing I originally noticed is you see that helicopter carrying something in the distance. Originally, I thought that maybe this was happening simultaneously, but then I sort of realized later on with the first racing event, but it is not. I think it's kind of interesting that they added those helicopters. It's really fine detail to show that, hey, this is first day. They are just now opening. Don't expect a whole lot yet. Which I did watch someone's first day gameplay of the full game. And you start out really low. Like, you have a level 1 festival, and you can only have a certain number of fans there at any given time. And when you're doing that, you have to build up the festival. There is no necessarily main festival like there have been in the previous games. So sort of like in Forza Horizon 2, they had the main festival where you had the marketplace for your cars, and they had the garage. But overall, you were able to go to any of the festivals and see that.
Overhaul, Warren. I left that thing with you for a brake overhaul.
Oh, g'day, Kira. What'd you say? Something about brakes?
Now, I think
We're
the reason
taking
they
the
gave
Great
us
Ocean Road to
Byron
Byron.
Bay as the
Just
first area is they
please,
made
don't
it
do
sort of
anything
a
stupid.
general area where there is street racing, there is some off-roading. I love this cave. Now, one thing, if you notice, in the cave, the radio turns off because you just lose a signal. I really think that's great attention to detail in the game, and also allows you to get that nice engine noise. And I hit a rock. But like, you get to drive in the water now. It does slow you down pretty significantly. Now, he says this car has 800 horsepower. I almost doubt it, because this thing feels just really, really slow and sluggish. And that might just be because it is a big pickup truck. But one thing that's nice, though, is I don't think they're going to be doing a rally expansion like they did before. They might do something else. Like maybe they'll do a drifting expansion, because really I haven't noticed a whole lot of drifting. In the demo, they do have the drifting experience. Like, they have these small areas, but I feel like they're still just they're too long with, like, the straightaways, and it's just not fun. It's not like Maple Valley or Fujimi Kaido. Now, this opening scene is something that I actually really enjoyed. I think they did a great job on this. And of course, the music is just fantastic, phenomenal in this game. I would love it if, like, you know, they actually did a huge music festival like this somewhere.
Boss, the
So,
local press are asking for a photo. Help me out.
I'm going to go ahead and pick this guy. I think he's probably going to be one of the most commonly picked ones, unless you're of ethnicity or female. Maybe this guy get picked a lot. I can also see this guy getting picked a lot because that's where it just started me on, I believe, anyway. Yeah. Or this one, just because, you know, waifu, all that sort of material. Tokyo Drift, people love that movie. But I'm going to go ahead and start off with this guy. Your character can be changed at any time, as that just said. But there is one nickname that I have noticed that I'm always going to choose from now on, because it's just hilarious.
Okay, great. So I'll call you Cupcake.
Cupcake. I love the name for this game. It's great. They're just going to keep calling me Cupcake. Get out of that AMG Mercedes.
Hey, Cupcake. What do you think of the place? It may not look it yet, but over the summer, you're going to turn this into the biggest Horizon festival the world has ever seen. We have an amazing team keeping
Ferrari
the festival
488.
running, but everything else is on you. You'll
Jaguar
be choosing the type
F-Type,
of racing we do,
and the
music
Corvette.
we play, and the star drivers we send.
Definitely,
This is
the
your
Jaguar
festival.
F-Type is one of the first cars I am going to be going
Listen,
after.
I know you've
That
just arrived,
is
but the
one of
very
my
first
favorite
event starts
cars.
in a few minutes, and I've got you the best seat in the house.
And obviously, I'm a pretty good
You'll be
driver.
driving
You
the
see
buggy
how
for
I
the
just
launch
like
event
backed it
against
up right
that
there?
Jeep. Thought I'd start you off with an easy one. Let you loosen up. What? I said easy, not boring.
Now, one thing I don't like is how they don't give you like the 3, 2, 1 go, where you're able to build up. Wow, that was bad. I'm going to restart that because that was just terrible. Okay, let's call that one a practice run.
I won't tell anybody. This time for real, yeah?
Hey, whoa, watch over the trees!
Now, I hope the engine in this vehicle is a lot more upgradable because, as you notice, I am in the maxed out gear now, and I'm only going like 150, 160 kilometers an hour. And I redline here. Can't go any faster.
People live in those houses, watch out!
Well, someone's got to get a roof replacement now. Because I think that Jeep just hit the top of that person's house. Now, that would be a scary job, being carried around in a Jeep by a helicopter. I mean, I feel bad for that guy. He probably has a couple bruises after this because that helicopter pilot is not the greatest pilot. Someone should probably fire their helicopter cameraman.
Left, right! Watch out for those... Ah!
Now, one thing I do notice that changed from the original to the demo is that, or at least, you know, what we were seeing early on, is that when the Jeep hit that billboard, it would just spin across the road, which leads me to believe that now, since it's just sort of dropping flat, that it was messing people up pretty significantly, not giving enough reaction time, or yeah, like that's never happened to me before, so it's actually fairly random. So
Okay, Warren. Pilot screen. Call it when you're ready to drop.
Righto, there's the finish line. Cut me loose!
and we take a first. There we go.
What a way to start the party! Keep pulling in fans.
And it gives you
at this rate, we'll have to start
9,000
thinking about
fans for just
expanding
that
the
event,
festival.
which, from watching the real game, 9,000 fans
that was
is halfway.
incredible. But this is just a small
Now,
taste of what we've
I've
got
already
planned for
pre-ordered mine
Horizon
at
Australia.
GameStop.
So what do you say?
Now,
You
if
gonna
you
join?
pre-order your game at GameStop, they are having a contest right now where just pre-ordering the game gets you two entries, buying the game gets you another 2 entries, and then you can actually spend your level up rewards on more entries into a contest to win all sorts of things, copies of the game, controllers, an Xbox, all that good stuff. So that's where I'm going to be going to pre-order my copy. I still need to go do it. I'm trying to decide on whether or not I want the Ultimate or just the Standard Edition, whether or not I want to go all out or just, you know, sort of go on the Standard, get the 4 days after entry, and really that all comes down to whether or not I can find out if gifting and collaboration is back in the game or not. Forza has not told us whether or not that is, and I'm hoping that it is, because that'll be a great surprise in the Standard Edition when I get it, unless they let me know ahead of time in the Ultimate Edition. I'm really big on the painting and design aspects of this game, so just gotta wait and find out on that. Probably only gonna give it a couple more days before I go and actually pre-order it. Did not mean to do that button, so we're gonna go ahead and continue the demo.
Nice driving, boss. Name's Warren, resident car tragic. I know you're in charge, but I'm your bloke in the garage. So you need anything car-related, you come to me. Oh, one more thing before we go, though. Kira said you might want to drive the Centenario.
Drive the Centenario? I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm going to assume so. I figured they would probably do some background information on that. But I would just call it the Centenario. Maybe that's what they call it in Europe and elsewhere.
Find them, beat them in a race, and we can sign their driver up to the
So I've had 2 different drivers show up. One guy I've known and played Forza with before. The other guy, I'm not sure who he is. He just sort of showed up. Maybe it's the guy that changed his name.
Set to the area where you'll be able to find the driver tar. Turn around when it is safe to do
Okay, so this is a different guy, but I have played this game with him before, back in Forza 3 and Forza 4. I believe I actually sold him some unlocks. For those of you guys who are not familiar with the idea of selling unlocks, is painters spend a lot of time, going over these designs, making them great for everybody. And other people will occasionally come up and offer, a couple million credits or something like that, just for the chance to have the unlocked version, which they can also sell.
Turn right.
They got rid of that originally because there were some painters that didn't realize, okay, these unlocks, once they have them, they're just going to repost them up on their storefront, which has become kind of controversial. Now, I really don't care about it too much, because in Forza 3, I have max money. In Forza 4, I've got 150 million. I can buy whatever car I want, and I spend a lot of time doing the designs because that's something I really enjoy. But a lot of people were upset with that, and so I made like good designs. I saw them everywhere.
There they are.
Now,
Challenge them to a head-to-head.
Now this guy I know is a Forza veteran, so he should give me a lot of credits and a lot of fans and stuff like that.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. In 400 meters, bear right.
Wow, he's dropping off pretty significantly.
Keep right. In 400 meters, bear left. Keep left.
And I just crashed. Let's hopefully I get this. He is making it up. I can hear him back there.
All right.
And I won.
Let's get them signed up to your lineup.
There we go. So 1.6 million credits, 266,000 XP, 145.7 thousand fans.
I'll let you know next time we've identified a potential lineup recruit.
Now, I'm really not sure where all these fans are coming from, because I thought that was a new feature in this game. Maybe it was introduced in Forza Motorsport 6. But I didn't play Forza Motorsport 6. I actually kind of was really upset with how they handled it. I kept asking questions about the painting and design aspects. Never got any straight answers, because the auction house was still out. Gifting was still out. The storefront was still out. All these things that a lot of the painting community enjoyed were still out of the game. And I really wanted that in there because that's one of my favorite aspects of the Forza game is the community and design. And since Forza Motorsport 5, I have felt the community has been lacking. In Forza Motorsport 3 and 4, I would make these nice designs, and I would have people be like messaging me on Xbox like, "Hey, how's it going? You want to like drift or something like that? You want to hang out? You want to do this, this, and this?" And some of my closer Xbox friends are people that I met in Forza. Like this guy, I know I sold him a couple of unlocks, and we've done some drifting and stuff like that before. It's been a while though, because again, I feel like he probably feels the same way about the community aspect. I don't really talk to him very much, so I actually don't know, but I feel like that's probably what he's up with. But yeah, so now you gotta hire him.
In 400 meters.
And now we just take the Centenario down to the beach.
Keep left.
Now I'm gonna keep right
Turn around.
and
when
make
it
an
is safe
entrance.
to do so. Recalculating route.
That was not the entrance I was really looking for. And now here we are. Now these show you the first 4 cars that you all get to choose. BMW M4.
Okay,
Absolutely
boss.
love
To
the
really
car.
start bringing in
I
the
think it
fans
is an
and scouting
amazing
drivers,
machine.
we need to
Looks
get you
beautiful.
racing. For that, we'll
I
need your
love the
car.
color, especially provided. The next car, the Nissan Silvia S15. Again, another one of my favorites. Already comes pre-modified, which is nice. And I think that's because that's really a huge aspect of the JDM car meet, car culture, is modifying your cars for aesthetic reasons and for performance and drifting. And Rocket Bunny is, of course, one of their favorite brands. In fact, it's one of my favorite brands. I really do enjoy the JDM scene as well as the European scene. Probably one of my least favorites is the Mustang. I do, however, though, enjoy the new design language that is with the Mustang. Before, I just felt like it was too big and bulky. And surprisingly, it does handle well. It doesn't have as much body roll as before in the old Mustangs. Haven't driven one in real life, but in the game, it does feel much easier to control. And then you got the HSV Limited Edition Gen 4 GTS Maloo. So I was right. It is a Maloo. And I think this is the car that I am going to choose this go around, as I've done all the other 3 so far.
Australian as they come, and perfect when you're
Ute.
racing.
I was
You need
calling it a
somewhere to keep your
loot.
camping gear.
Okay, so that's where I was wrong. I wasn't wrong with the Maloo, but I was wrong with the loot or Ute. So this is going to be the first car, and now
How about a van?
this is a nice aspect.
Sum up your
I have
personality in
noticed
8
on
characters
different
or less?
cars, the license plates are different. Like on the Ford Mustang, the license plate looks more American, which I guess that is more of a license plate that you see in Eastern Australia, where then you have this one, which is more European style. And of course, I'm going to go ahead Gur 4 1 3. Ooh, sounds very nice.
This Horizon Festival is going to be big, bigger than ever before. We're going to need to expand our festival site. But to do that, we need fans.
Now,
And to bring
after
in fans, we
listening
need
to some
you
other
out there,
videos and
running
stuff like
races
that,
and performing PR
I
stunts.
have noticed
Our
that they
festival
say
scouts
that
have
this
been
game
hard at
is
work
about the
mapping
same
points of
size
interest
as
with these markers.
Horizon
Set a
2,
route to a marker, and let's see what we can find.
and it's more open though than Horizon 2. So I'm just going to do these in order. You know, I'll sort of go over each one of them here in detail later on.
I'm working on signing a whole range of music labels and artists. But it's your call, boss. Who will it be?
I like Bass Arena.
I'll get the deal signed. Who's next?
Normally I would pick Pulse or Block Party. I am just going to go
Vagrant
ahead and pick
Records
this one because
Radio.
I haven't picked
Indie
it
and
yet.
Alternative rock. Cool. I'll get the deal signed.
And I'm just going to switch over to Bass Arena. This thing feels a little bit more drifty, a little bit harder to control than the Mustang.
What a conspicuously nice spot for a race route. Just drive up to the marker to start.
Interesting.
All right, people want to see you racing. So let's start things off with a single race exhibition.
5.3 kilometers, which I think comes out to about 3 miles or so. .3 miles, actually, I think. Because I used to run 5Ks in high school. And those were all 3.1 miles. So. Now, going in the water slows you down, so I honestly would recommend staying in the sand. Wow, this car is jumpy. Hugging the sides. .61%. I'm only in 4th place. Need a turn. Otherwise, I am not going to get into first, but it does look like they are all very close. There must have been like a computer braking thing right there. Now that was just bad, so I'm gonna redo that. I think I'm only gonna pick up the 2nd place. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you put it unbeatable. They are good. Wow, that's actually a lot better than before. I noticed with the Sylvia and the Mustang, I was actually getting like 154s on this one. 149 though. It looks like the Holden is a little bit quicker on this. Of course, he got a 148, just off by a couple of by about what's it look like? More than a second. Or, no, less than a second. Anyway. For the Australian cars, there are a lot of unique vehicles.
Hey, Cupcake. I'm your automated natural navigation assistant.
Hi,
You
Anna.
can call me Anna. I've been given an upgrade by the Horizon Tech team back in Cambridge. I'm going to suggest things for you to do and help you find your way around Australia. For now, would you like me to set you a route to the next activity?
Yes,
Great.
I
If you
would.
need me again, just press down on the D-pad.
Then here's your bonus XP boards.
I hope you did that on purpose. These
Just gonna
bonus
give you the
boards are
spiel.
hidden all over Horizon Australia. Smashing them earns you a reward. In this case, an XP boost.
You have arrived at your destination.
This is a danger sign. These are hazardous locations our scouts have identified and cordoned off for your safety. Or so you can easily find the best and craziest stunt jumps in the country. Whichever you prefer.
Now then, really quickly as well, what I'm going to go ahead and
Did it
do
arrive, boss?
is over
Excellent.
on my
They love
channel,
that
my
one.
YouTube channel,
I'll tell the scouts to find more.
you can go ahead and find a video that I'm going to show
Turn around
how
when it
the
is
best
safe to
way
do so.
to get the most amount of distance as... Let me go ahead and come up here, redo it real quick, and I'll show you what my ranking is. It might have gone down a little bit. Maybe someone got a better score or something like that. But you just want to come up here into the woods, turn around, and you'll see a couple large trees. Get in second gear, head down the hill. As soon as you redline, move up into third.
Like it's always been there, but it is officially on the horizon.
170, it's kind of slow. But then 148 meters, which isn't terrible. New power board or personal best.
What are you waiting for?
Turn around.
But
when it is
as
safe
you
to
can
do so.
see, my personal record, it has been beat by about 8 other people now. I was ranked 29, I'm now 37. And they have fixed it because there were, or no, never mind. These guys are cheaters because if you notice, it skips from 265 to 190. It's just impossible. So I'm going to take out the first 10, call myself 27th place. Now at IGN UK, they are having a contest where if you can get the best score that is sent into them via video, they will give you a Xbox One S. Now, if you noticed, all the best scores, GT350Rs, except for this guy who's got an M4, and these guys are cheaters. And I think what was going on originally is that first issues of the demo, some of the scores were multiplied by 2. So this guy actually did like a 130, so on, and then you get these guys up here that did like... I still think they were cheaters because 240 is very, very high. So, I'm going to go ahead, unless they have some sort of secret way, then by all means, please share the method with me. I won't post it onto the channel unless you guys want me to. But go ahead and let me know if you guys know of a better way than this. Now I'm going to go ahead and try it one more time in the Malouse, see what I can get as a high score. I'm back up because I'm not in the right location. Now as well for this, just to sort of limit tire spin, I do recommend going ahead and changing your, putting on traction control and stability control. That way you get a better speed down the hill overall. Because you're still going to get a lot of wheel spin up here, as you see. Okay, I am off right there. So I need to be on the other side of that small tree.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Now we're up to over 180. Now, if you jump off this corner, you do get the most amount of distance. However, though, there is a tree right there. Picked up a 160. That's all I'm going to be doing for today. You guys get the deal. If you keep practicing, you'll be able to get better and better scores. Of course, you know, I had another 17 meters to go before I would have even got a good score. So now I'm going to go ahead, come back here, and start doing the next race. Which I think I might keep on the traction control and stability because this thing is a little difficult to handle. At least in the normal racing scenes. And like that, I just crashed. The traction control in this game, though, has gotten a lot
This is a circuit
easier.
race. All asphalt route, specified number of laps. Sound simple enough?
Now, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of the cars that we're racing against in this one to show you guys what kind of cars for the Australians they're giving. Which I've noticed is like pickup trucks. There's that thing, which I have no clue what that is. It looks like there's a GMC Cyclone.
Exhibitions are big with the fans. So are skill chains.
Starting grid.
Remember, they don't just want you to win.
So,
They want
yep,
you to do it in
you got the
style,
Maloo,
too.
the Cyclone, HVP, Pursuit Ute, or FPV. I'm guessing that's maybe some sort of police cruiser, Sandman van, El Camino. Trucks, essentially. Trucks and vans. Now, I've done this race quite a few times, trying to get better scores. So I have learned this track fairly well. That corner is probably the worst corner, though. Wow, this thing has a very bad turning radius compared to the other cars. Now, you don't want to hit that fence at all because it does slow you down pretty significantly. They have added into this game, compared to the last ones, that it slows you down pretty significantly when you hit other stuff. Like the destructibles. They do affect you pretty heavily. Cyclone will pass. Does look like 4th, 3rd, and 2nd place are bunched up pretty well together. But see, it just slowed me down there pretty significantly. It does look like, though, the Ute does have a little bit more of a prevention against getting slowed down by that compared to the other cars. And that might be because it's supposed to be a utility vehicle. It's supposed to be worked hard compared to something like a Ford Mustang or a Nissan Sylvia or BMW M4. And, you know, from watching Top Gear, I did learn that the Ute was originally supposed to be a vehicle that you could take your pigs to market, yet still drive it to church on Sunday. And I messed up that turn very badly, so I'm just going to go ahead and rewind because I was talking. Still messed it up pretty badly, but you know, and pick up a third. Would much prefer to first place, but it's not too big of a deal. I still had the fastest lap, it looks like, at 57 seconds. So I guess I'll take that as a woo, good job. And there's one more event, which I don't like this event because they made it hard, at least during the demo.
I've set you a route to the nearest PR stunt. In 400 meters.
Oh wait, I forgot there's the PR stunt. Although it's actually a showcase event. I think if I just go straight through here, it'll take me to the beach.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, I'm heading straight that way.
Turn right.
So we're gonna just head on over there now and enjoy the ride. And I hate how if you're heading in the proper direction, it's like turn around because you're not on the road. Well, I don't want to be on the road. I'm doing some off-roading. That's what this vehicle is for, besides hitting trees. Ah, well, here we go. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. So I think that this may be a barn find right here. Now, from what I'm understanding is that if you are in the if you're in drone mode and you find a barn find, then it's added to your map and you can go ahead and go grab it. So I'm wondering if, like in the past Forza Horizon games, when you have the barn finds, if you're going to have to automatically, if it's gonna, you have to wait until it pops up, or
we're calling these ones drift zones. Turn in
oh,
hard
this is
and
the
use your
drift zone.
e-brake to drift as far as you can between the flags.
I thought this was going to be the showcase event. What I'm going to go ahead and do is go back in here into my settings, difficulty, and turn these guys back off because you can't drift with those on anyway. Now, one thing though, I'm going to try this, is I'm just going to go manual, because manual with clutch, a lot of times with the third gear, in order to get good scores on this one, because the cars are low horsepower, low modifications, when you switch in, it won't be frozen as much. And that was just bad. Get some better points that way. Because this is how I used to drift, was just keeping it on manual, no manual with clutch. I don't like manual with clutch for drifting. And I know some of my buddies do.
The rules
And I failed
are,
it.
if you drive backwards or go outside the flags, it doesn't count. Try again, no cheating.
But that is one of the highest scores I did get so far.
At your destination.
Not a good enough score to get
Not
the...
bad, huh? Those were my idea. Fans don't come to Horizon to cheer for traction control. Nice work, boss. 2 stars. 1 for skill, 1 for surviving. You might want to come back with a bigger engine before you try for 3.
Completing bucket list challenges are a great way to earn fans. I've set your route to the nearest bucket list challenge. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
And I hate that because you'll just be driving around and then all of a sudden you get hit by another car. It stops it, which is going to make these drift events almost an online thing.
Recalculating route. In 100 meters, turn right. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Again, not a good enough score. I wonder what she says if you get 3 stars because you are able to get through here. Because I've never gotten the 3 stars
Turn left.
on the first attempt.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 meters, turn left.
And as I was saying earlier, this car is bouncy.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route.
I'm going to get that 3 star. You guys saw me hit that 75 mark.
It is safe to do so.
I'm going to do that before I move on to the final event.
Turn right. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn right.
Now, if you guys wait too long on those, it will fail you.
Turn around.
But if you are able to recover it quick enough, it will go ahead and let you use it.
Calculating route. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
As you see, guys, my record is only 88,000. Highest score I've seen anybody do on a YouTube video so far is 91.
Turn left.
But the highest score
Turn
actually
around
so far
when
in
it
the
is
game
safe to do so. In 100 meters, turn left.
is like 164.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 meters, turn left. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route.
I'm really not, appreciating how difficult they made this because I feel like I need to get the 3 stars before I can move on.
Turn left.
Which with more horsepower, this would be so much
Turn
easier.
around when it is safe to do so. In 100 meters, turn left. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Also with less traffic. I'm just giving up now. You know what? Not too big of a deal.
At the out, take the first exit.
So it was right. Now, one thing someone did point out on the forums is that there is no downshift noise.
In 100 meters, turn left.
Which is interesting. So
Hey,
we're gonna go ahead and do the bucket list. Finally get it over with, and they'll probably be the end of the stream from here. So I'll thank you guys now. I'll probably thank you guys then for watching. Make sure to check it out later on. Enjoy. Yeah, this game's gonna be a great game. Make sure to pick it up. I'm gonna go ahead and rechange my difficulty. Oh, they locked my difficulty. Okay, whatever. Not too big of a deal. Now, there is a faster route than the one that is shown. Just go straight. It is much faster. It does show the destination in the distance. However, though, that's not really too big of a deal because there's a lot of rocks, a lot of other things in the way. But I find this route actually to be faster. You get a little bit more speed than you do on the other route. The other route's also quite a bit off-roading, which I guess if that's what you like, maybe you're a lot better at it than me. I don't know. You guys will be able to maybe pick up very similar times. But with this route, I have been able to get it under 2 minutes, which puts me fairly high up in the rank. As long as I don't hit traffic like that. And then you just follow the route from here. No need to brake. This will brake for you pretty much. You might be able to get around that corner a little bit faster than just breaking through that fences. Also, that's a shortcut right there. You can cut through here to get a little bit better time. I'm not going to do that this time around. However, though, there is a pretty much an ultimate shortcut that cuts a lot of the track off. And instead, you just go this way. As long as you can avoid the trees. And I picked up a 205. Pretty good time. Go ahead and view the leaderboard. My record is a 151. Puts me at rank 136. But gonna go ahead back out of this and continue on. Now it's gonna make me choose where I want the next festival to be at.
We have people coming from north, south, west. They're even crossing oceans to be part of Horizon.
But it only lets you get a maximum of 21,500. In the normal game, what'll happen is you notice I got 43 fans there, 21,100. I had over 20,000 fans to begin with. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. But with those 2,100 fans, it'll just keep going on. I believe the first thing you have to do is you actually have to upgrade Byron Bay in the normal game, and then you get to choose your next location, which comes down to Surfer's Paradise or the Outback. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to choose Surfer's Paradise. I think that's going to be one of the cooler areas to go at first. The Outback's going to be more off-road oriented. I actually hope there's maybe some like drifting mountains on actual road out there. Don't really know for sure though. They said they were going to try and appeal to drifters in this game. But so far I really haven't seen it. I've seen the drift zones. But that just feels a little bit. They're short. You got to turn around constantly to redo them. I would really like, you know, a nice circuit of some kind that someone will probably develop over time. You know, in Forza Horizon, they had one where it was basically just a figure eight, though, and and they had some mountains, but they seemed a little bit too long. You would build up too much speed, and with a lot of drifting, a lot of people made their cars, at least in Forza Horizon, Forza 3 and Forza 4, they tuned them so that they would only be working in one gear, which is usually second, third, or fourth. So from there, with Forza Horizon out in the mountains, there were some long straightaways where you'd be in second gear and you wouldn't be doing anything. I really hope they have some lot more twisty turny roads, sort of like Fujimi Kaido maybe, or Maple Valley from the original games. That'd be very nice. But I'm gonna go ahead and choose Surfers Paradise. Doesn't really matter.
I can set everything up and get the party started.
Friend
Feel free to stick around
choose
here and
Surfers
arrive
Paradise
back
as
for
well. Oh, it sounds like someone just came home. Interesting.
So, will you be joining us this summer to expand
Just
your
gonna go
festival
ahead,
across
continue
Australia?
the demo,
This is Horizon
then
Online.
goes through this nice little speech.
In Horizon Online, coming first isn't everything. Make it clean, make it stylish, make it look good, and you could earn as much XP as the bloke out in front.
Which
You've
is
got
usually
3
me.
ways to play. In online adventure, we'll set you up with a bunch of great events all over the country.
I'm sure some of you guys, though, out there are a lot better than I am at
All you
this.
have to do is drive.
I mean, I've been
Online
playing
free
since
roam
Forza
lets
3,
you choose
so
your
I
own
have
adventure.
learned some
We'll
tricks
turn
and
you and
stuff
your
like
mates
that.
loose on this wild open land.
The one thing I do not like, though, is the people that ram, they get trucks, and they just ram you off the road if you're just trying to normally race. It's not really enjoyable that way. That place right there, I guess, is called Silver Shipwreck, I guess, in the main game, and it's going to be one of the main areas where you're going to get to go and have a nice sandbox sort of area where you get to play around. Alright, so this is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.